As you get close to retirement, something strange is going to happen. And it's not the markets, it's not math, it's not even your portfolio. It's your mindset. Even when the numbers say you're ready, you're going to start hesitating. That's why today I want to talk through the 5 mental traps that you are going to experience before you transition into retirement and what you can do to get through each of them. The first one is the, am I really ready? As retirement gets closer, you're going to start asking yourself, should I really be doing this? Am I actually ready? Have I done everything I need to prepare for what's next? You can keep working, but the right question is, should you? What's the real trade-off here? Because the way you're going to think about it is this. One more year of work, it's one more year of contributions. It's one more year of my portfolio growing. It's one fewer year that I have to take money out of my portfolio. So you're going to start using this rational justification for a very emotional decision. And the emotional decisions, you're going to want to keep working simply because it's putting off the hard part about this of, are you really ready? And all that goes into that mentally. But here's the reality. That rational decision is wrong. Yes, it's more dollars in your portfolio, but what's it costing you in terms of your health, in terms of your relationships, in terms of your time left here on this earth? When all you're looking at is the portfolio projections, of course it's going to feel better to keep working. Of course, you're going to feel like maybe a year from now or 2 years from now, I'll be a little bit more confident because look how much more money I have in my portfolio. The invisible part of your Monte Carlo analysis is how many healthy years do you have left? How many years do you have where both you and your spouse and those closest to you are all living? How many years do you have to spend this time with your grandchildren at the ages that they are today? How many years do you have with this health and this vitality to golf, to travel, to be active? When all you're doing is focusing on the Monte Carlo analysis, you're missing out on what actually matters. So understand this. Doubt before a major life decision, especially one as big as retirement, is not a sign that you're making the wrong decision. In fact, many times the harder the decision should be a signal that it's the decision we need to make. There's something better waiting for you on the other side. There's something better waiting for you. That's not to say you're not going to feel this discomfort actually making the decision to retire. So big decisions create discomfort. That's completely normal. But do not let that discomfort hold you back from what's ahead of you. The second trap you're going to face is the just one more year trap. You tell yourself you're ready. You tell yourself you're going to do this. But you know what? If I work one more year, there's one more bonus. But if I work one more year, that's one more year of maxing out my 401k. But if I work one more year, that's one more year of my portfolio growing my balance for me. And sometimes that extra year genuinely helps. It's genuinely necessary. But here's what I see far too often. 1 year turns to 3. 3 turns to 5. 5 turns to finally I'm retiring, but it's because my health has given out and it's not on my terms. It's on my company's. So the more you put this off, saying yes to one more year means saying no to life. So this just one more year trap is how people unintentionally trade the best years of their life for more money that they'll never even spend. So the question isn't, can I earn more by staying one more year? It's what's the cost of doing so on everything else. The third trap is the feeling that you don't have enough. Now this one's powerful because here's the reality. People with less feel like they need more, but people with more also feel like they need more. There is never a number that you're going to magically hit and all of a sudden feel really comfortable. Like you can do this thing and that number delivered you into the confidence you were looking for. So I see all the time, even people with great big portfolio balances waiting until they have more, feeling like that's going to be the thing that gets them ready. But look at it like this. You are always looking at the horizon and the horizon never gets here. If you were at $2 million today in your portfolio, I guarantee you that when you're at 1 million, it felt like 2 would feel so much more secure. But now that you're there, that horizon has simply moved. And whatever that horizon is today, maybe it's 3 million or 4 million. I can promise you as soon as you get there, there's going to be another number that makes it feel like you'd be more comfortable when you get there. The problem is enough is never a number. Enough comes from a strategy. Enough comes from understanding that your money is working for you in a way that will replace your income and allow you to retire, not just this bigger number that's constantly going to leave you feeling like you need even more. So this is where you need to plan. Either do this planning on your own or work with a financial advisor. If we can help you at Root Financial, we'd be happy to do so. But if all you're looking at is this number, that number is never going to deliver security. However, the strategy that comes from that number absolutely can. So make sure you have a financial plan that shows you what life can look like, that translates that number into the peace of mind of knowing you have an income stream that you'll be able to live on for the rest of your life. Now, real quick, before the fourth point, make sure that you subscribed to this channel every single week, putting out videos to help you create a more secure retirement. If you have not subscribed already, click below to make sure you do so. Now on to trap number 4. The fourth trap that you are going to experience is, I don't know what my next thing is. I see too many people who are delaying retirement, and it's not because of money, it's because of identity. They don't know who they are or what that next thing is. Now back up for a second. This is nothing new. When you were coming out of kindergarten, you were very intimidated to go into grade school. When you were coming out of grade school, you were very intimidated to go into middle school. When you came out of that, you were intimidated to go to high school, to college, to get your first job, to ask the girl out, to buy your first home. This is nothing new. We have gone through a series of changes in our life that have made us feel very uncomfortable, and we don't know who we're going to be in that next phase of life. The challenge is, by the time that you're retiring, let's assume you're in your late 50s or somewhere in your 60s, it might have been a while since you made your last major thing that made you feel uncomfortable. It's been a while since you got out of college and took that first job. It's been a while since you made those major life-changing decisions that were very uncomfortable at the time. So there's nothing new here. It's just maybe been a while since you've stepped into something that you know is going to change your identity. So here's the good news. You don't need to know exactly what every single hour of every single day in retirement is going to look like. You just need a few core habits. So these are things that are going to be anchored to health, to relationships, to hobbies, to things that are giving you purpose. What are those core things you can do so that you have some semblance of structure in retirement, because that is what will become your new identity. But when you spent 40 years becoming really good at your job, it's not easy just to turn that off. But don't let that identity trap hold you back from stepping into an even bigger and better identity in your retirement years. Then finally, the fifth trap is the fear of uncertainty trap. Now, this one sounds most rational. I'll retire once things seem more stable. I'll retire after the next election. I'll retire when you fill in the blank. It sounds very rational. Here's the problem though. There will always be something. An election, a recession, a headline, a geopolitical event. If you wait for perfect certainty, you are going to work until you die. So don't ever fall for the trap of thinking that as soon as things are perfectly certain, or even somewhat certain, you're going to retire, because that will never happen. Instead, this is where a well-designed financial plan comes in. How can you design a financial strategy that, yes, despite the ups and downs that will continue in the market based upon those elections, those geopolitical events, those recessions, how can you design the portfolio strategy that's going to meet your income needs regardless of what happens? How can you tie your investment strategy, your cash flow strategy, your tax strategy to all of this so that you have a plan of what to do, even as the markets do that? When you have that plan, these emotional traps take far lower of a hold on you, because when you have that plan, you can step confidently into the next phase of your life and not be held back by these emotional traps you're going to inevitably face. If we can help at all, this is what we do for our clients at Root Financial. You can click the link in the description below, www.rootfinancial.com, or scan this QR code right here. But do not go into retirement without a plan. Those that don't have a plan are more susceptible to these mental traps. And these mental traps are normal. They're natural, but there's a way through them.